Hey everybody, Gary here with Guitar Tricks, and in this video I want to review and talk about my main gigging amplifier, which is this little guy, the Universal Audio Dream 65. Now you might be wondering, what do you mean amplifier? It's just a pedal. Well, you're right. The thing is that for the bands that I play in, we plug directly into the PA system. We have basically no stage volume. Of course, we have the drummer, but everyone else is plugging directly into the PA system. And as you're going to find out in a minute, if you just plug a guitar into a PA system, it doesn't sound very good at all. So what this does is it emulates the sound of an actual Fender Deluxe Reverb 1965, like the best version of that amp ever. It emulates miking that amplifier. So literally trying to create the same exact thing where if I came to the gig with a Deluxe Reverb and put a mic in front of it, or this, I get the same exact sound. Now I gotta say, it comes pretty close. I also have a Line 6 Helix, and the Helix has 1,000,001 options. I'm a simple guy. This only has like 3 options. I use the same option every time. It's tried and true. It's not complicated at all, and it works for me. And my favorite thing about this little pedal is the reverb actually sounds like real Fender spring reverb. It doesn't sound like a digital version. It's the closest thing. So we're gonna go through all the settings, but before we do, please go ahead and click subscribe so that you get all of the latest and greatest content from Guitar Tricks. And if you want to be notified of any new lesson, be sure to tap the bell and let us know in the comments what you'd like to see in future videos. That's where we're always looking for ideas. All right, let's get into it. So what do we got here? So the control is basically supposed to be just like a Deluxe Reverb. So what does that mean? Well, obviously we have our reverb knob, we have volume, and we have output. So volume is more like gain, meaning the higher I put the volume, the little more gain I'm gonna get. I could actually keep the volume at 0 because output is the master volume. So output is like your master volume. Volume is more like your gain. So it's just a little kind of wording thing. For a while, I didn't realize that, and I was hoping that I could get a more clean sound. And then I realized I can literally keep the volume at 0 and just use the output and have clean, super clean, no overdrive. So this is more drive. Output is more volume. Then we have a speaker switch. That's just going to give you a slightly different version of the amp depending on what speaker you're into. I like to keep it on the top. I find it's a little more warm. I'm more of a warm guy. The others I find a little more bright. Then the switch in the middle that says Alt, if we turn that to the top, we can use this to control the tremolo effect. But if it's not on Alt, then that is just off. And then down we'll store any kind of presets we want to keep. And then on the right, this controls what the boost function is going to do, how it's going to respond. So we'll get into that as well. And then on the bottom, it's a bass knob, treble knob. There's no mid knob, just like a Deluxe Reverb. And then on the right is our boost, unless we have it in the tremolo function. Now on the bottom, this turns it on and off. And then on the right, that's to access any presets that we might want. All right, so the first thing we're just gonna look at is, why do we need a pedal like this? Well, here's the thing. This is me just plugging DI into my interface. What do I mean? Direct input, just from the guitar, straight into the interface. It's going through the pedal, but the pedal is off, so that's the sound you're getting. So let's just hear some chords and some single notes. And here it is on. Right? So we could tell a big difference. Okay. So that's with just a little bit of reverb. And, you know, everything pretty standard on here. Let's hear if I turn the volume up and the output down. right? So you could see that really adds some drive. So I kind of just keep it really low and I use my pedals. This thing works really good with pedals as well. But now you kind of could hear what the kind of natural overdrive sound is. Cool. Let's hear the different speaker settings. So this is speaker 1. Here's speaker 2. See, it's a little brighter. Speaker 3. I like speaker 3. I don't mess with that one, but cool. I'm gonna go back to speaker 1. That's my personal favorite. Now this is called the lead boost. So it adds a little bit of drive. Verse all the way down. Drive and volume, right? Now we're gonna make it the stock boost. It's more like a volume boost, no drive. And now this is the D-Tex boost. So the D-Tex also adds a little bit of drive. Let's see compared to the lead boost. Very similar. The D-Tex is a little louder. Maybe a little more drive. And then the stock boost, quieter, more like a volume boost. Okay, let's test out the tremolo. So here's the internal tremolo. Right? Let's try a little less intensity and a little slower. So to turn that off while it's on, just turn everything off and then go to your next setting and then you can reuse these knobs. Now let's say I want to store a preset, like I want all this overdrive. Then I just hold this button down to store it. And now it's stored. So now if I go back to normal, and then I press this button, it's going to go back to the overdrive. So I can go back and forth between my overdrive and my clean now and use this as a drive pedal or as a clean. So that's really cool. Now I want you to just hear how awesome this reverb is. Let's put this all the way up. All right, everybody, that's the Dream 65. Simple, great sound, dependable, works for me every night. The only thing I'll say about it is that if you're not using it, take it out of your pedal board. I find that it's not like a true bypass pedal. In other words, it kind of sucks some of the tone, changes the EQ of your guitar. So like if you're not using it, just take it out of the board. If you are using it, sounds wonderful. I've also used it with my amplifier to kind of spice up my amp. My Fender 30 amp, it sounds a little boxy. This gives it a little more sparkle, a little more mojo, in my opinion. Anyway, if you want to learn more about playing guitar, head over to guitartricks.com. There's a library of high-quality song lessons, step-by-step courses on guitar fundamentals, blues, country, rock, singing lessons, a guitar toolbox, all sorts of stuff. Happy playing, and I'll see you in the next lesson.